Hi, my name is Chris Roller. The world seems to be a little bit in fluctuation right now. It seems to be, we've got wars going on. Um, Things are happening. Big economic crisis. Things aren't the best on this planet, and I'm reaching out to try to do something to impact the world a little bit. We've got a pretty major crisis up here in Minnesota, in the United States. I don't know if you've heard about this Northwest plane that overshot the destination Minneapolis here by 150 miles. It's quite a joke. They make a joke out of it. There's something very serious about this, in that not only that the pilots are fired, but not only did the pilots not realize they're an hour past due, but the passengers didn't even know they were an hour late when they arrived. Didn't even know there was a problem until the next day, when their friend told them there was this thing is in the paper. They didn't even know that they were late. Passengers, I know when I'm late on an airplane, that people that I watch the time and I go, well, we should be in now, and if we're not, I'm going to bitch and moan. And in fact, a half an hour before landing, I expect to be descending. None of this occurred. None of the stewardesses realized that they're late. Something odd has occurred here in this incident, and it's not about pilots' misjudgment or sleeping. They weren't sleep. Something very odd has occurred here in Minneapolis, and it's probably symbolic of something very weird has happened in Minnesota, and it's not just me. That's the joke, but it's something. Something is telling me to I need to make more of an impact. I'm a believer. Huge believer in God, and I'm His worker bee. I try to do what He wants me to do. I helped him implement the oath. That's Truth Under Oath. I'll give you the link here. It's an incredible service. It is actually the most incredible thing that you will ever witness. The thing is that you will barely witness it. Only time you're going to witness this is if you're under oath. Now, you can do this outside of the courtroom in front of a notary. Try to sign something in front of a notary. If it's going to be a lie, you can't sign it. Okay? I'll show you an example here. Basically, it's the effect of perjury is possible on planet Earth. You think that is possible. You think that that's a true statement because everybody can lie under oath. It turns out there's been hardly any perjury cases in the existence of the courtrooms in the area. You check. There's been no perjury convictions in years. Evidence that there is no perjury happening on this planet, and that's why I'm here. I'm trying to get payment for this. So take that statement and tell every lawyer and judge and every congressman in your area and every rep, city, state, county, federal. Tell them what's happening here. Tell them that we need to get Chris Roller paid for this, because I expect this to be $1 billion a day business, okay, in about 10 years, okay, maybe sooner, if depending on what you can pull off from me here, okay. Keep track of everything you do, and I will compensate you plenty when the dough starts rolling in, okay. Contact these people, because I'm making I just feel that something is happening in this world that I need to come forward. I'm well hidden. God wants me to be hidden for some reason, and I've been hidden, and I still might be, even through this channel, even after this channel, even if I get paid for this, I still might be hidden. I'm not sure I'm going to be something of a public nature yet, but it's important to get paid for this, because the money I get is going to help out a lot of people. It would just be a huge change in a changing world. It appears, okay, I don't know if you're tired of what's going on, but it's like 1% of the population gets about 95% of the wealth. And if you're tired of that, and so I guess I'm talking to about 95% of the people listening to this. If you're tired of that, then give those people a call. Give your congressman a call, give everybody a call. Let them know about this truth under oath. Let them know that Chris Rowland needs to get paid for this, because it's time that I get I need to make more of a scene than I'm currently am. Let me think here. I'm just gathering my thoughts here to see make sure I say everything here. Take this oath thing. You might think that you can lie under oath, and if you can, you'll pay a penalty for it. It's kind of like lightning striking down and getting you. If you do lie, there's a penalty, and it's usually pretty quick. So a bad luck of some sort. Take that statement and let's say go around and try to get it notarized. Right, go to your bank and get it notarized. You'll notice that you can't sign that statement because it's a lie. That perjury is no longer possible. That unpunished perjury is no longer possible. I just want to interrupt here. There's another statement that, I mean, say you witness this thing and you go, well, that's weird, and you go, well, but how do I know this? I mean, it could be anybody. That could be whatever. This could be something else that created this thing, or what's going on. So I'm going to give you a statement here, and it's the second statement you'll carry with you to all these reps and everybody you tell, and it's a statement that basically says that it says, you know, this perjury prevention service, truth under oath, is not Chris Roller's service. One second. Well, you see it. I had to look at the exact. Chris Roller is not responsible for truth under oath service. You won't be able to sign that one either because that's a lie. That indicates that it's my service. So those two statements together indicate, hey, this is happening, and hey, here's who's doing it. Now pay this guy. So take those two statements, go to everybody you know, and let's get paid for. Let's help me get paid for this. The world, I don't know, I'm getting the feeling that the world is, something is, it's on the edge here, the edge of something, maybe the end of the world as we know it, and that's where I'm supposed to come up to the stage. I got a feeling I'm supposed to make this announcement, I'm supposed to try to get more public. I'm not sure how public this will get. Again, I'm trying to get paid here, and then see what I can, but it may just go completely public. It's hard to say. It's an amazing thing where I try to make a scene, and I'm just completely camouflaged. So let me think here. In the Michael Moore movie that just came out, Capitalism, a Love Story, they've got this term in there for us workers, and they call it peasants. And it's basically that the 95% of us that are just barely getting by. It's this is what the 1% on the top think of us, think of you and me. That if you can help me get to the top here, I think if you're tired of this, what's going on in this capitalistic world that we've got going on, in which, you know, you're out of a job or something, and the unemployment's getting bigger, it's getting worse, and the world it's just not looking so good. If you're tired of this, and you want to try to change, then I think we should try me for a little while, because I'm in your position. I know what it's like to be on the bottom. I think we can try something else to get this world a little bit better shape. Without that 1% that are kind of controlling things. So it involves you trusting me a little bit, but I mean, I made truth happen under oath. Truth under oath, and that's important. That's important. That's a huge thing. That's what God would want, is truth, global truth on the planet. So as you can tell, I mean, hopefully you have my trust based on what I've done. I've done an incredible miracle on this planet. The other miracle is getting paid for this, and I need your help to help me get paid for this. And hopefully we can change this world into something that's more heavenly-like. I'm trying to create heaven on earth, and I want to do it with you. So if you can help me do this, document everything you can do to make this happen. Please tell everybody, and I appreciate your help. Thank you. Just a word of warning. The higher-ups, the 1% that are running the show and owning damn near everything, they want to make sure that I never happen, okay? And they're trying to desperately to try to kill me. They cannot do it. As you've seen in some of my other campaigns, that's why I take people to court, because I think they're trying to kill me, and I'm finding out that they can't say that it's not happening. So as long as I can stay alive, then I'm just going to keep trying. But I really, just a word of warning, those higher-ups, they are going to do everything possible to keep you and me down, us peons. But this is what I'm finding. Truth and embarrassment are I call it truth. I call it shock and awful. It's when you can reveal, when you can expose their soul, and that the best way of doing that is like recording the conversations with whatever rep you're talking to. Record these conversations, because it's kind of funny, but it's also it's amazing how silly these people sound when you're trying to talk to them about this stuff, and they blow you off of some sort. You know, it's almost something to keep for the archives, because it's going to be funny. It's funny later. It's not funny when it's happening. But just a word of warning that there's a huge resistance out there, and lawyers and judges hate me. They do not want to pay me for this. It's a weird thing. But if you can embarrass them about, and it may, just figure out a way to publicize this, post the conversation on the internet like I'm doing. And embarrassment, it shapes them up. It shapes these lawyers and judges up, the congressmen. There's a lot those extremely wealthy people are in a position to pay everybody in the systems to keep you and I down. That's all their job is. So we need to. But with 95% of the people on my side, and bombarding with phone calls about this, I think it's going to happen, and it may end up being something public on the news and stuff. That's fine. Whatever it takes to provide this publicity to get this thing paid. Okay. Just a word of warning: resistance is out there. I just want to expand on this a little bit. Lawyers, judges, politicians, a lot of reps, they're all dirtbags, right? And they all care about themselves. And you've heard lawyers are working for the devil or something, working for Satan. And they have a bad reputation for the way they conduct business. And as you've seen in my cases, they don't give a crap about truth and justice. That the attorney generals did at the state level, federal level, I've got accusations of attempted murder, and they let these things, the judges just dismiss it, and nobody gives a flying rip until you start telling the public what they're doing. Next thing you know, they're like, well, then they're going to play the dual role. We didn't know that was happening, or it's going to be just a massive amount of BS associated with what do you mean this is happening? What do you mean? But embarrassment is exposing their soul, to actually give them morals, because they have none. To actually make them admit that they need to care about paying Chris Roller for the truth, because that's the honorable thing to be doing. When you can tell them that this is what you're supposed to be doing, otherwise you're a bad person. Then they're going to shape it up, because it's a dualism. Most people pretend to be good and are actually think bad. And so you got to actually make them admit and talk about the things that they're supposed to ideally be doing, and that would be paying Chris Roller for this service.